So I thought we could talk about 3 things that might be helpful for you if you're going to go on the PA BDR X sometime in the future. The first thing that I would have found really helpful is probably to make better plans with lodging. So my idea, I wanted to just go, throw my hammock in the bags, and I was going to hammock camp. And I had everything ready so that I could have food and be able to have coffee and all the things that you just absolutely have to have while camping. And I got all set up at my first destination. I actually booked online at Rothrock State Forest. I found a secluded, primitive spot. It was awesome, but it was 40 degrees, maybe 39, and in that hammock, even with the underquilt, I was really cold. So sort of keep that in mind, that if you're going to go out in the fall or in the winter, you may not want to do what I did. So the next 2 nights I got hotels. However, because I didn't plan it, that was much more difficult than I expected. And the whole time along there, I was thinking, well, you know what, I'll tough it out. I will just camp. And I really never found easy camp spots. In fact, one time up by PA Grand Canyon, I really wanted to camp that night. And I found camping spots very difficult to find that evening. So I ended up in a hotel. Even with the hotels, both times I came into places that I had to drive quite a ways out of my way to go find them. And then also, they just were hardly any rooms available. So I could have easily not had a great place to stay. So that's what I'm recommending, is just book your camping spots ahead or your hotels ahead. Now, the reason I didn't want to do that partly is because I didn't know, like, in these sections, am I going to actually, get through 150 miles? Am I going to want to take my time, take pictures, go hiking a little bit? Am I going to make it to the end in a day? Will I be in that area? And yeah, you're going to make it through the sections. So, once the first couple sections are like 110, 115 miles, and there's one that's like 130, and then you got the last, another big one that's like 150. But yes, even the one that's 150 miles, it has quite a bit of off-road, but there's also a long stretch through some twisties on pavement. You're going to make it through no problem. So that's the second thing that I wish I would have known ahead of time, is that, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to make it to the end of the route, and so I can look for lodging in those areas. The third point that I wish I would have known ahead of time is just even gas. I carried extra fuel on the back. I didn't need it ever. I didn't even come close to running out of gas. Fuel was no problem. There were plenty of places to get fuel. At one point, I did go 20 miles out of my way to go find gas. But this is America. It's not that hard to find fuel. So unless you have a really small tank, I don't think you even need to carry gas. But it's not a bad idea to carry a little bit extra just in case. But yeah, it's no issue. The fourth thing that I was really worried about is, can I do this trip on my own? I couldn't get my buddies to go this time, and I just wanted to, I wanted to do it on my own just to see if I make it. Yes, you could absolutely do these on your own. The expert sections even, they're not that bad. Now, when I went, there was almost no mud. It was dry. We're talking, so it was just last week, so about the end of mid-October. And the roads were in perfect conditions. If they were muddy, that might make a little bit difference. But no, it's just fire roads, gravel roads. If you're comfortable on gravel, you'll have no problem being able to ride that by yourself. Of course, it'd be more fun to go in a group, but not everybody can get 4 days off at the same time to be able to ride this. So absolutely, I do recommend being able to go by yourself. You'll have no issues. I was able to see quite a bit of wildlife on the way. There was a herd of elk. That was really cool to see. But other than that, there weren't even that many cars on the road. It was before bear hunting season. So I think I saw 5 cars. But, you know, around those blind turns, I always made sure that I was in the right lane so that, you know, if a car came around or a vehicle came around, that I didn't get crushed. That's, you know, something I would make sure that I would do. As far as the camping off the bike, it is fun to camp. When you're by yourself, I don't know, the part of me was just like, I really enjoyed going to a hotel so I could get a shower, get cleaned up, and be rested for the next day. But maybe that's just me and getting old and complaining. But camping would be really fun, especially in a group. But, you know, if I would have, when I went, if I would have just forgot the idea of camping, planned for the hotel, you know, it would have been a lot easier. Sorry about my dog's barking. She's scared of the Roomba. Apparently the Roomba's out. I don't know what to do, but it's okay. It doesn't bother you that much, right? All right, so those are my tips for riding the BDR. And in just a few days, I'm going to start releasing my first few videos of my trip. So if you could subscribe and like this video, I have 0 subscribers. 0. Could you be my first one? That'd be awesome. All right, thanks. Catch you in the next one.